Hey, if you're interested in taking your online fitness business to the next level, I think you're going to find this video really inspiring to see what's actually possible for real people with real responsibilities, families. I interviewed a small handful of my students and just asked them how the last year has gone. Where were you at revenue-wise, profit-wise, team-wise? Where are you now? And what struggles and obstacles did they have to overcome so that you can manage your expectations and set some strong goals that are full of anticipation, but real possibility for you. I hope you enjoy. Will, where were you at when you first started your online fitness business? What was it like? Struggles, frustrations, pain points?
So I really didn't know what I was doing. I met you in 2020, so it's been 4 years. So I mean, we talked about this earlier. I was making about $1,200 a month. I was kind of clueless on what I was doing in terms of like how to organize a curriculum, how to charge well. And so I was kind of selling one-off, low ticket protocols.
And where are we at now? A couple years later, what are we pacing for 2024?
Close to 600K in total revenue.
How does that feel, by the way?
It feels incredible. We talked earlier, I pretty much a digital nomad, just came back from Mexico, and I was in Hawaii and Europe for a couple of weeks with my kids, which is cool.
What kind of profits do you have on that kind of revenue?
A little over 80%. Nice. So yeah, it's all organic. All the strategies that you and I talked about. I don't really do any ads or anything like that. Pretty much just referrals, organic social media, and that's the thing. That's the stuff I learned from you.
What would you say has been the biggest struggle going from those early days to now?
A lot of it was mindset, and a lot of it was staying consistent with the right thing. Right. Not having the whole bright idea fairy and being distracted. It was more about getting hyper focused on one product, one service, and bringing all my clients through that system. So getting rid of the guesswork.
What's been your highlight of the event?
I'd say the synergy, the synergy of people who are all committed to doing something bigger than where they are now. And then learning from other people, people who are doing more than I am financially, a little bit less. You can learn from anybody. Right. And so just taking little bits of golden nuggets, as I'll call them, and then I'm just going to go home and determine which strategies I'm going to implement. Yeah. You're
very, very precise, calculated. So I can't wait to see what you do.
I do my best.
Yeah, absolutely. Tiana, where were you at when you started your business? Pain points, struggles, frustrations?
So when I started my business, I didn't have a predictable process for how to get more money, get more leads, and even make more impact with more of the right type of client. I had some success during some months, but I didn't know how to replicate that. I didn't know what numbers to look for. And I think the most important thing for me was I didn't feel aligned with people who were on that same path. I felt like it was very lonely, and the path that I was on was not sustainable. It wasn't something that I could replicate or continue in the long run.
And where are we at now?
Okay, so for 2024, Q4 is always going to be the biggest, aiming for 200K. And it's been a year where I think I've had to definitely make some pivots and change with the market, but that's why I'm thankful for having this blueprint, because otherwise I would just repeat the same stuff from last year, which I did have to change some things. And that's what led me to ultimately being able to advance.
And what's been your biggest challenge and obstacle in getting to 200K a year?
The biggest obstacle was definitely, I think it was everything coming together. It was refining the messaging, but it was also refining the delivery. It was even just being more authentically myself. It was making the right type of content that would be right for me. So I wouldn't say it was one thing. It was really just making everything cohesive in a system.
And what's been your highlight of the event?
It was connecting with other people was my highlight of the event, because I don't get to often be in a room where I'm learning from so many people and even helping so many people. And I think the tactics are amazing. I come for the tactics and I love that, but the connections you make are something that you can't get from a textbook and you can't get from ChatGPT.
Love it. Freaking awesome. Take that, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Tell me where you were at when you started with us.
Yeah, so I was in a bit of a tough spot. In the previous year, I did very, very well. We did 1.2 million, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And then in 2024, things just slowly kind of kept going downhill, month after month after month, and the old tactics, the old strategies that we were using, they just weren't working anymore. We were running a lot of cold traffic, a lot of DM ads and things like that, and they just, the KPIs kept falling out of whack. I got into a really bad emotional place with my mindset. I got into a scarcity mindset. Now I honestly feel like I'm probably in the best place mentally and have the mental clarity. My mindset is just on point. I just feel like I'm operating out of a place of abundance.
What's the hardest thing you would tell an online fitness coach who wants to grow their business? What should they expect?
Be patient. It's not easy. It's definitely it's a wild ride. It's got ups and downs. Don't get too high, don't get too low. I think that's probably the best advice I'd get somebody starting out. I used to get super high when we had really good months, and then I'd be super low when we had a really bad month, and that's no way to operate. It's just all over the place.
Gotcha. What's been your biggest takeaway from the event?
Everything works. I think that was the biggest thing that's really sticking in my mind. But it was also great to hear from John Madsen. He was great, and hearing his identity shifts and some of the mental shifts that he went through in his journey that I didn't even know about. And it was it really resonated with me and what I'm going through right now in terms of my mental clarity and my identity. Really figuring out my identity, who I am as a person, who I want to, or what kind of business I want to have. And I think you had said something on day one about your business should serve me, I shouldn't serve my business. And I was in this place of just serving my business. I was operating at a place of pressure, and I just was not enjoying things. So now I'm getting back to enjoying the clients I work with, enjoying everything about what I do, and just enjoying life.
That's great. Yeah. Amazing. Love it. Thanks, Gary. Veronica, where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
And where were you at when you first started your fitness business?
I was a personal trainer, so I lost my job during COVID. So I was broke.
You were broke. And where are you at now?
I make between 20 and 25K each month.
How does that feel?
Amazing.
And what's been the hardest thing? What's been the hardest thing going from broke to 25K euros a month?
Being consistent, to show up every day, no matter how you feel and how, if you feel like it or not, be consistent no matter what.
Why is that hard?
Because sometimes you don't want to be consistent.
Yeah. And what's been your biggest highlight from the event?
Being apologetically about what I really, really want deep down.
What do you want?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
More material things and experiences that you weren't admitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got permission to go after those?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, where were you when you first started your business?
Actually, I own a gym, but I did nothing online. So I started from zero, basically.
Literally zero. And where are you at now?
Now I'm heading for a 200,000 a year. It's my second year in the program.
How's that feel?
Amazing. Like, it's a different business model. It's amazing. You have much more free time. And
what's been the hardest thing with being a fitness coach online?
Really dialing into your messaging and who you're helping and what is the process into achieving their dreams. So I worked a lot on this.
And what's been the hardest mindset to overcome?
I can do it online.
Yeah.
I've seen other personal trainer do this, but I always thought like I won't be able to do it myself. This 2 days event really was clear, concise, just enough information, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What's your next action step?
The first thing, I want to be clear on who I'm going to help.
Amazing. I love it. That's great. Thanks, Pierre. Where were you when you first started your business?
I was writing a ton of cookbooks, not really understanding who my target audience was. I had limiting beliefs about myself, and I didn't think I was worth more than maybe at most $200 for a single sale.
Okay.
And that's where I was. I now have a high ticket item. I have 2 coaches on my team. I have a virtual assistant. I absolutely know that I am worth more than $1,000 in a single sale.
How'd you do in 2024? What are we pacing?
We're pacing between $20,000 and $30,000 per month.
It's amazing. How's that feel, by the way?
It feels amazing, and I know that it's only going to go up from here.
Yes.
I feel like this event brought clarity. I feel like I will find my North Star, and through the processes of simplifying my business is I think what's going to bring me the most return on investment.
Yeah. What's been the hardest thing? Sounds like simplification, but what else has been the hardest challenge to going from $200 cookbooks to $20,000, $30,000 a month?
Believing that I wasn't worth more than $200 per sale, which was that was hard for me.
Right.
Believing that no one would actually pay me that kind of or being scared of even putting an offer out there. being scared of asking the tough questions, being scared of getting on a sales call. All of those things brought fear, but the minute I stepped over the line of fear and said, I'm going to do it, is when success happened.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
How'd you like the event?
I loved the event. It was awesome. You put on a killer event. I'm thrilled to be here.
Amazing.
So there were so many nuggets of gold, and now I've got like this giant pot of gold to bring home with me.
I love it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
It was awesome. You killed it.
So before I started my online business, I was working the gym floor at a local gym.
Yeah.
I was working from about 5 a.m. to about 8 p.m. I was making decent money, but like I knew deep down that there was more in me. I knew that I could do more, that I could achieve more. And it wasn't just slaving away from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. all day, making $5,000 a month. That wasn't it. So
how did you feel when you were kind of stuck there?
Just inadequate, like in terms of I know where I could be, and I'm not living up to my full potential. And so like, that's not a good feeling, because you just don't feel confident as a human being. You see other people doing really good. You know where you can be. Just that I wasn't doing what I know I could be. I wasn't living up to my full potential. So that's what it felt like.
Where are you at now?
We're consistently around 35 to 40K. The highest we've hit is $42,000 in a month.
How's that feel?
That feels a little bit more to my potential, but I still know that there's so much more, right? So it feels good. Like I'm proud. I'm not satisfied at all. Like I know there's so much more that I can achieve. But yeah, like ultimately compared to where I was when I first started all of this, vastly different.
What's been your hardest challenge to get from 5 to 40K per month?
Not chasing all the shiny objects.
Staying focused?
Yeah, staying focused. You mentioned in this event that, everything will work.
Yeah.
And so I took that as in like, okay, well, I need to do everything, but really I need to figure out what feels congruent for me, and I need to dive into that and stay focused on that.
Love it. Ryan, where were you at when you first started your online fitness business?
On paper, started in 2018. I was sending emails trying to sell a $15 program. Came across you in 2019, so I made $0 the first year, made $250 the second year. Joined your program in 2020, and towards the end made about $6,000 that year, and then we had a massive leap going into 2021. We made about $74,000, and then last year we totaled about $130,000, which was, it's been life-changing. It was just having like a clear path. I was running around with my head chopped off. I'd never personal trained in person. I didn't have a personal training certification when I started, and I was very worried about those things. And I did go and acquire those, but you made it pretty clear to me that it was, I needed to be able to help people, which I am able to do. Now we've coached over 400 clients as of this year. Wow. Which is cool. We've connected with thousands of people over the last 4 years. And things are going good.
That's incredible. What's been the hardest thing growing your business? Give these listeners a heads up. What should they expect, or what have you experienced?
The hardest thing growing my business was trying to get clear on who I was trying to help. Starting out, transparently, I just wanted to help everyone. And one thing that became very clear to me was, if you're trying to serve everyone, you're going to serve no one, or not very efficiently. And so for the first year, I was kind of going against some of the advice and not really niching down. And here we are 4 years in, we've got more clarity than we've ever had.
Yes.
We're taking things into our own hands. We're doing a great job. We're getting great client transformations. And it's starting to feel more like a business, and I always treated it as a side gig leading into it. So, ripping the Band-Aid off in 2020, October, we just crossed year 4. We're rolling into year 5. We feel good. We feel clear.
Yeah.
Just hired our first coach. And so things are looking up.
What's been your biggest highlight from this event?
Everything works.
You're the third person who said that.
All right, I'll give you a different one then. Probably be from John Madsen this morning. He said, I always knew that I could do it, and I was so confused why I wasn't. And getting clear on that why, which you guys have provided me, has been the most beneficial thing that I've probably found.
You're awesome. Awesome, brother. Proud of you, man.
Yeah.